Hello, it's Monday 13th of June and let's start the market forecast. So this week promises to be very interesting. We have a lot of very important macro data publications from across the globe. So before diving into the possible scenarios, let's check the macro calendar and then we will see what we can do about it on the price charts. So this time Monday wasn't that boring. We already received data from the UK, which turned out to be not so good. The GDP is worse than forecasted and manufacturing production was even lower. Those numbers are visible already on the pound quotation, which is weakening. And next we have Tuesday and the data from the German ZEW Institute, labor data from the UK, OPEC monthly report and data on inflation on producers' side from the US. Wednesday is the most important day of the week. Firstly, we will get an International Energy Agency report. Next, the retail sales from the US, crude oil inventories, and finally, in the evening, FOMC rate decision, where the forecast is clear that we will get another 50 basis points hike, but on that in a moment. Then we have Thursday with the labor market from Australia, Swiss National Bank rate decision, which is forecasted to stay unchanged. Next, still on Thursday, a Bank of England rate decision, where consensus is showing that the rates will rise for another 25 basis points. After that, a couple of data about the US housing market and the Philly Fed manufacturing index. On Friday, early in the morning, interest rate decision from Japan, which, as well as the SNB, Japan's central bank, should not make any changes. Later, we will get final inflation data from the Eurozone and Fed Powell's speech from Washington at conference about the dollar international role, so it might be interesting to watch. Okay, so as for the Fed rate decision, despite the analytics consensus about another 50 basis point rate hike, I would not be so sure. The reading on Friday about inflation is in the US was worse than 2 months ago, but only by 0.1%, which in the broader picture doesn't mean a lot. We can say it is still heavily rising because the margin of 0.1% is very tight, and I wouldn't be so sure if they will raise the rates for certain. We know the narrative and previous comments that we should expect a series of 50 basis point hikes, but I think it might not be the case this time, which could create a potential positive surprise because everybody is certain that the Fed will do it. We have this tool from CME, the Fed Watch tool, which shows us that the market is pricing rate hike for 100%. And they are sure that the Fed might raise the rates even higher than 50 basis points. If we check the Nasdaq or S&P 500, we see the reaction on Friday. What I will do is wait till Wednesday morning and see what the market will do. If we broke below those support, this will mean that the rate hike is already in the price and it is more certain that we might go up even if the rates rise. But if they do not raise the rates, then we might see a huge spike to the upside because it will be a positive surprise to the market. If till Wednesday we will go flat or even slightly higher, it might be the case that we will break those levels of support either way, since the event will happen in accordance to market expectations if the rates will go up, and if they don't, there is a risk that it will be read by a market as a negative signal. As for Euro USD, if we keep going lower, I would wait when we retest those levels again, and then if we get a rate hike, most likely the dollar will get stronger and we will see lower levels. If we don't see the change in rates, north will be the direction. If we will stay flat till Wednesday, it would mean that the market is not sure for the price and we might get higher quotations whether the rates will get higher or not. So we have to be patient, check what the market is doing and then react accordingly. We are at the crucial levels as we spoke in previous videos, and if the market here is feeling that they are not sure if the price is right, it might mean that it is a good opportunity to see some bigger moves and possibly changes in the direction of the price movement. So okay, that will be all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.